Oh, traveler.
Alice?
You recognized me just like that? Maybe I need to work on my impression. Anywho, come to Star Sand Shoal. There's a little something I'd like your help with.
Well, it wouldn't be Clay's mom without a hefty dose of mystery, huh? Let's go see what this is about. Oh, it's Durin!
Traveler in Paimon? I'm sorry. I hope I didn't scare you.
Oh, no, you didn't scare us. Just gave us a little surprise. Looks like you've gotten even more powerful now.
I don't know. It just feels like it's gotten harder to control. I didn't mean to strike so hard. I'm so relieved you didn't get hurt.
It's all good. We've had worse.
No, don't worry about that. It's been very stable ever since I got this body. Albedo made sure of that. What you saw just now is something that only started happening recently. Maybe I'm still acclimating or something. I'm sure it'll clear up over time. Anyway, what brings you here? Did you need something?
Well,
The day that the writer and the watcher crossed paths was the day that the magic, known as storytelling, was born.
so, she asked us to come.
Miss Alice?
Oh, you too? I have brought you and the traveler together here for a very important purpose. It has to do with your mom.
My mom?
Indeed, fairy tale author extraordinaire, Anya Marie. Now then, if you'll open the book, I will begin, Derek.
Whoa! What?
The two are indeed similar. Both worlds were built using the same magic, after all.
Aha! So it is Alice!
Hello, Aunt Alice?
Oh, no need to be shy. Just think of me as one of your mother's dearest friends.
You keep talking about stories and magic. What's this all about? Simulanka 2.0 or something?
Certainly not. Simulanka was a peerless masterpiece. Without the original author, it would be impossible to create a sequel, even for me. But you are right about one thing. Just like last time, I want to show you a work of magic that has to do with storytelling.
What's this?
This is your mother's dying wish.
My mother's dying wish was a book?
Let me answer that with a question. What do you suppose would be a writer's greatest regret? Have you ever read a book called The Little Witch and the Undying Fire? Oh, that's because it began as a little game at our tea parties. Each of us took turns writing the next part of the story. I wrote the first volume, then the other mages took their turns. M was tasked with writing the final volume and tying everything up. But by the time everyone had finished writing their parts, M had passed away. Oh, it was... And that is the answer to my question. A writer's greatest regret is to leave a story unfinished. But all is not lost. I couldn't stand the doom and gloom of it all, so I went ahead and wrote an ending myself on her back.
Then what's this?
This is the answer your mother gave to the same question. In her eyes, this was her she made me promise that I would bring it to you, because she believed the only person
So my mother's greatest regret,
You could say that.
and I guess
That's one way to put
Oh, is a string...
Her answer was quite the opposite of what I'd expected. But oh, how touching it was. I'd love to tell you what she said, I really would. But that would spoil the plot, and we can't have that. Spoilers ruin everything.
Oh,
Just think of this task as giving a story.
I understand.
Relax. Why else do you think your dear aunt went and found you two such wonderful helpers? With their experience, you'll have so many story ideas you won't know.
Yeah. If it's to help Durin fulfill his mother's dying wish, then...
Aunt Alice, could I ask, what kind of story was my mother hoping to write?
I had a feeling this might come up, but that answer isn't mine to give. You'll have to find it yourself, here inside this book.
Don't worry. We'll help you come up with loads of ideas. Yeah. Let's find a nice spot where we can settle in and read through this thing. We could even get some snacks, too.
Oh, the actual process might not be quite the walk in the park you're imagining, Paimon.
Why's that?
Because when Em created this book, she borrowed my magic. In other words, it's not a book you can... Its chapters are scattered through memories of the past. Gather them all, and the book will show you its secrets.
So, where are we supposed to find these memories?
Em left a trail of clues for each unfinished chapter. Follow the... Oh, and when it comes to adding to the story yourselves, you'll need to use this.
And this is...
This, my dear little Paimon, is the ink Em left behind. Infused with a little of my own magic, of course. If you're planning on writing something, it's extremely precious, so be sure to use it sparingly. This is all that's left.
So we need to search for the memories and keep an eye on how much ink we're using.
Oh, it just had to be a wild goose chase, didn't it?
Perhaps it's just another form of storytelling. Em was ever so creative when it came to things like that. Just think of it as a little challenge your mom left behind. Who knows?
I don't care about that.
Yep. With the two of us by your side, you'll be...
Okie dokie. That should be pretty much... Oh, and once the story's complete...
Yeah. Most of the time, you're pretty hard to pin down.
Don't worry, I'll know when you're finished. Just wait for... All right, off you go. I can't wait to hear how the story ends.
Oh, here we are again. Alice... Right. Alice mentioned we should... Huh?
A corner of repose there. A witch once spent a sleepless. Find the place I speak of.
Was that a riddle? Where do you think this mysterious... Hey, you... might actually be onto something.
I had a feeling that's where we would be headed. After all,
Yeah, that makes sense.
still, I feel bad.
Don't worry about it. We don't really have much going on right now. library, huh? Talk about a trip down memory lane.
So we're supposed to find the seeds of the story.
Well, we're in a library, so it's gotta be books, right?
Making a racket in a library?
Lisa! Oh,
Now, who do we have here? Ah, my golden hair.
Sorry, Miss Lisa. I know you taught me to be quiet in the...
Well, it has been far too long since back when he first arrived here. Poor Jean wasn't sure what to do with him. So I figured, if I can handle a boy raised by wolves...
nice! Sounds like
Why, of course. Now, let's save the reminiscing for another time. I'm sure you're here for...
It's kind of hard to explain. Maybe you could take a look at this.
Oh? Ah, I see. These so-called seeds of the story must be the books that inspired its creation. That's just how it is with stories. They grow out of the tales that came before them. And that mage, I can almost picture her here, hundreds of...
But we don't know anything about this story.
As it happens, just before I found you here, I was looking into something rather peculiar. One of the knights reported seeing some books that weren't listed anywhere in our catalog. Stranger still, just as he went to reach out for them, the books vanished. That particular knight knows this. Something tells me these might just be... According to the report, there are 3 of these books in total. Oh.
kinda looks like a poetry collect. Let's see what Lisa... Oh, wait! Did Klee write this one? We better show it to...
Well, did you manage to find them? Yes, this is a restricted book, all right. It certainly...
Huh. But it looks like a regular poetry collection.
The issue lies with one of the poems inside. 500 years ago.
We're talking about Durin.
Well, the poem in question, but given all the suffering experienced at the claw, bards are often accused of inventing history or distorting the truth in their ballads. And since the knights back then were unable to track down...
So the version in the poem, it was...
I'm afraid that question is something only the dragon himself could answer. Well, did you manage... Well, it definitely shouldn't be here, but I'd highly doubt it's one of the books you're looking for. Because this is something Klee wrote. It's a compilation of all the best fish blasting spots around Mondstadt, as well as the most convenient places to stash her new Jumpy Dumpties. Of course, there's no way she'd get away with keeping a book like that in her bag. And she'd be in... Somehow, she figured out that the best place to hide it... Yes. So thanks for helping me find it. Oh, well, did you manage... Seems like there's still some missing.
An experiment log? There's something seriously suspicious about this book. Second strongest spell in... Wait, there's actually a book like that? Huh. There's definitely... Let's hang on to this. It's one of M.
Well, did you manage to find them? This book definitely doesn't belong here.
Yeah, we can tell just from reading the title.
Albedo was the one who brought it in.
Why?
He said it's full of forbidden alchemical form. Apparently, the danger it posed was so great, he didn't even
Really? Definitely.
Still, if that mage read this book too, it must have been written a lot earlier than I'd imagined. Well, did you manage to find them? Truly extraordinary. And certainly not the kind of thing that should be just lying around.
So, it's some kind of book of spells? Paimon's guessing.
It's true. This book does contain one of Miss Alice's spells. But honestly, virtually no one could actually pull it. The only reason it's even meant to be in the restricted section is because we can't let Klee get her hands on it. After Klee was born, Miss Alice had...
So, is to keep it away.
Well, would you look at...
Forbidden texts? You know, the first time you mentioned that the library had a
Not really something you should be poking your little nose.
Sorry.
Seeing as it was Miss...
Don't worry, Miss Lisa. I won't forget.
Well then, that's all from me. After all that hard work...
Alright, we've gathered all the reference books. What's next?
Wait, look!
Long, long ago, an evil dragon descended upon the human world, bringing terrible calamity in its wake. Bravely did the people resist, until at last, the dragon lay slain. Later, a witch with a love for stories came upon the tale of the evil dragon, and for reasons she could not explain, felt a pang of sorrow on its behalf. For she knew, despite its body being born of wicked alchemy, all along, the dragon's soul was that of an innocent child. Right up to the moment of its death, it had no choice in becoming a vessel of calamity, nor could it fathom the cruel fate that lay before it. Though the witch had a love of stories, she was not pleased with how this one ended. No, that won't do, she thought. I'll write you a better ending instead. And so she set off to do just that, borrowing a little magic from her friend. With it, she wove a dragon's egg, resolving to rear a dragon child of her own. Yet long in thought she lingered, wondering what kind of world her little dragon ought to behold upon waking. At last, she made her mind up, adorning the cradle with a wisp of woodland air. Then, she quietly waited for the egg to hatch.
Whoa!
This must be Aunt Alice's magic.
Yeah.
A story about me?
Why don't we just see where the story takes us?
Okay.
And now, a golden-haired traveler, a
Whoa! That came out of nowhere. Was that the same voice we heard just now? Yeah.
I I've missed this.
You mean... Em? She used to tell you stories?
Yeah, she loved it. Sorry, we should focus on what we're here to do. So, now that we're in the story, what's next?
The dragon youth wondered aloud. Yet all he could do, of course, there's something to be said.
Oh, is that a hint?
Yeah, I agree.
For a moment, the story crashers fell silent. Perhaps waiting around wasn't...
This Draco doll is meant to be the witch in the story, right? Wait a sec, all the people we've seen that look like that turned out to be...
My mother had a hat just...
Then, the witch must be...
Whether the sprite spoke for in that moment. Yet those who never stray beyond the main plot often miss the fun little details along the way.
This must be the dragon egg, right? Looks like it's gonna hatch any moment. So we've got a dragon egg about to hatch, a witch who loves stories.
This is my story, isn't it?
Okay, so how are we supposed to help the story along? It feels like all we can do right now is wait.
Apparently,
Oh, right!
with the flames at his command, perhaps the dragon youth might be able to provide the egg.
What? You want us to...
The silvery sprite's surprise betrayed her lack of reading.
Huh, you...
Okay, I'll see what I can... Terra Smash! Story has only just begun!
Let every unborn life be welcomed with tender anticipation, and may that warmth stay with it for a lifetime. At last, under the witch's no living being has ever decided the moment of its birth. You were no exception, my child. I brought you into being because I willed it so. But I promise you this.
You've never told me those things before, but for some reason, I always knew. Thank you for bringing...
The waiting witch did not feel lonely, for she had 3 visitors by her side. Together, they beheld the hatchling's first breath of life. Holding her dragon child close, the witch promised him a life unlike that of the evil dragon. And so, nestled in his mother's warm embrace, did the little dragon's story begin.
Looks like there's more written on the page now, and yeah, but why does M seem to think that the story isn't finished? Durin broke free from the curse. came into this world with a new body. True. Everything's always so mysterious with these mages. Guess all we can do is wait for more clues.
Huh.
Is this thing on? All right, that should do it.
Hey, that's Alice's voice.
Hello there, children. If you're hearing this, you've stumbled upon the little recording I left for you. By now, I'm guessing you've already begun to leave your mark on the story. You should know, however, that the book needs time to absorb the ink, so the next chapter's clues won't show up right away.
Wait, so even magic ink needs time to dry?
The good news is, you can return to any chapter you've already completed and continue to explore the mystical, magical storybook world. Have fun, dearies. Toodles!
Oh, man. Paimon was so ready to knock this out in one go.
Maybe it's for the best. Sooner or later, we'll end up being whisked, so it might be good to take a break while we can.
A break. Yeah! Paimon has a sudden craving for the Good Hunter's sticky honey roast.
So let's meet up here later. I need to find Miss Lisa to return those books anyway.